and welcome to episode 14 of Two Crafty Stitches. Today is October 25th, 2015. I am Sandy, also known as Knits and Bits.
And I'm Kelly, also known as Pearly Girl 75. So, we'll start off by saying, sorry that it's been a month since we've recorded. Things have been kind of crazy and busy around here, and, life happens.
I got sent out of town for a little bit, so...
Yeah. So this is our October edition.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're starting with what we have that is new. And I'm betting that you probably don't have new stuff. Oh, you do have a new thing, but it's... You have a pattern.
Oh, yeah.
That's a new
I guess that's a new
So
thing.
do you want to go first or what? Why don't you go first? Because I always have new stuff and I always go first.
Okay. Because I don't normally have new stuff.
I know.
So there's a little story behind how I obtained this, or got shown it. Not really obtained it. But, my father's wife was like, oh, you should make these for me. And I saw the pattern, and I thought it was pretty cute. I cannot really say the lady's name, but it's the reverse star edition Converse slippers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why you said I would want to eventually make my
Yeah, I mean, they're really cute. There's two different versions.
Mm-hmm.
That's one's knit and crocheted. And I can't show you any other pictures because the internet's not that good up here. And and then I bought the one that is just knit, but I haven't tried it out yet. But super cute. That, if you can see it, is the person who has designed it. Oh, hey, there's a pink version. There we go. And so. It has laces and everything. Mm-hmm. You can knit the laces or buy them.
I'm just not a slipper person, though.
Well, it's like house socks.
I'm not a house sock person either.
It's like wearing just regular socks in the house.
But I don't... Whatever.
When it's cold. It's Florida. It's not that cold here when you go someplace where it's cold.
I know. My mother, every year for Christmas, buys me slippers. And I maybe use them right after she's bought them at her house for... the time that we're there, and then don't really use them again.
So what you need to do is tell her that you're actually my size and then give them to me, because I'm always cold.
Oh, well, you could probably try on some of the slippers that I have. Some with memory foam in them that I think I've worn maybe 4 times. Just not a slipper person. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
But yes, that's my one new thing.
So I have a new thing. And that is my October shipment from the Moon Rover Fiber Club, because yes, I did re-up for October, November, December. So, I'm going to show it, and if you have not gotten yours, look away, because here it comes.
It really is very autumny.
I know.
I like it.
It's very pretty.
Even
of course, I say that every
browns.
single month. I'm like, look how pretty this is. This is so pretty. Have I spun any of my 10 shipments I've gotten so far? No.
Not yet.
Not yet. In fact, I was looking through them before you came over, Sandy. I was pulling them out to look at them because I was thinking when I finish my current spinning project that I would like to, work on one of these. But I don't know which one to work with, and I was pulling them out, and I was realizing that I have... if you watch some of our earlier episodes, we used to sit in front of my IKEA Expedit thing that has yarn storage, and it's over to that side of us. And I have 3 of the boxes that are fiber, and they're pretty full. I don't know how I'm going to fit this in there.
Well, if you need to offload any of it.
No.
I can help.
Really, what I need to do is I need to go through my yarn stash and, see what's there and what needs to stay and what needs to go and all that stuff. So maybe that'll happen one day, but I always say I need to go through my stuff.
Well, you've done it a few times.
I
since
have,
I've known you.
but I really do need to go through it. I have lots of odds and ends. I have some acrylics that I probably won't use, but the thing is that I'm like, oh, I'm never going to use these, and then it's like, oh, I need to make this, and I used to have this color, and
now I have to go buy a brand new stain.
I know. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
Gee, I have no idea how that ever happens.
I know. So anyway, so I'm running out of room for my fiber. So what I need to do is hurry up and finish what I'm working on now and be able to spin it. Not that I'm okay. So I have 2 spinning wheels and I have a spindle. technically I could be spinning more than one project at a time, but as Sandy knows, I am a very like monogamous project person. I don't like having more than like one or two projects at a time.
Since you brought this up,
Yes.
what's been on your e-spinner then?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because I've been working on this other thing on my spindle. And
But
I
you
can't
started
start it.
something with your e-spinner.
I did. Yes,
And
it's at a good stopping point right now. Because the first half is done and I have to do the second half. But that's not taking up any space in my drawers because the like 2 ounces or whatever of fiber are sitting with the e-spinner in its cart. So it's not taking up any space in my drawers. So even if I sat and did that, it would not alleviate this issue of storage that I'm having right now.
Now, do you have anything on your spinning wheel?
No, I don't.
It's completely empty.
It is completely empty on my
And
spinning
your
wheel.
bobbins are completely
My
empty.
bobbins are completely empty.
Really?
Yes. The
Okay.
only bobbin that has anything on it is from my e-spinner, and that is one bobbin, and that is it.
So let's say, 'cause I know that you
I
have
feel like
something
I'm
on
in a
your
confessional
e-spinner.
or something. Like, seriously, I'm being like, what is this, the Spanish Inquisition happening right now? Goodness gracious.
Well, I'm not speaking Spanish, so no.
Whatever. The English, Spanish, Inquisition, English, I don't know, whatever. What are you giving me, the
Just
third
don't
degree?
lie. Don't lie.
I'm not lying! So, but no matter what, it's not going to alleviate my issue of where am I going to put this fiber, because I have like, I was saying the other day to you, I was saying, so I have 10 months of the Moon Rover Fiber Club, which at 5 ounces a month, that is 50 ounces of fiber that I have, plus I have 2 more on the way coming in November and December.
And then you have all the stuff that's already
Plus I
in
have
your
all
stash.
the other stuff that's there, which is all in like 6 to 8 ounce quantities. Because I do have some other Moon Rover that's in there that's I think 8 ounces that's not part of the club.
So I'll just take all your 4 ounces off.
I don't really have any 4 ounces. Actually, I don't have any.
Oh, none anymore?
I don't think so.
Oh, man.
I think it's all in between 6 and 8.
Okay,
Well,
I'll
5
take
and
all
8.
your 6 and unders.
Nope. No. Nope. Anyway.
Trying to barter here.
Yeah. So, what are you working on, Sandy?
No, you have more new stuff.
No, I don't.
The big ball?
Oh, well, that's a work in progress.
Oh,
that
I
was
didn't
gonna
know
talk about
that.
later.
Oh, okay. All I know is you just bought that.
I did just buy it, and I was kind of working on it. I'm actually going to rip it out, which I'm going to discuss later. Works in progress. Spoiler alert. That's what's coming.
Okay, how about finished objects?
Oh, goodness.
Do
I do have a finished object. What?
What?
I know. Like, for the first time in months, guys, I have a finished object.
I have a finished object, too.
Well, you have a finished
You do
object like
your
every
first.
other week.
You do your finished
But
object
yeah,
first.
the first time probably since this summer, I have a finished object. And are you all ready? Because I finished it this morning. Because I was like, we're recording and I need to get something done. And so I finished it this morning. Hey, I'm not going to lie. I'll tell you the truth here. So anyway, it is my
Yay!
Ray's Infinity Cowl for the 2015 disappointing season that we had. In which we ended on a, well, I mean, at least we won the last few games, but we did, we had a losing record, oh well. But anyway, so here it is. I think it's awesome looking, though, and it is done. Grafted
I
together,
like it.
ends woven in, all of that.
Now, are you going to put the date on there?
No.
You're not going to duplicate
Meh.
stitch it?
No.
So that way you can always remember this year.
I can always remember the disappointment and sadness of this year, the injury ridden season. But look, it's like long enough that it can go around twice. Look, I'm doing awesome modeling stuff for you. I'm pretending that like I live in a place where I can actually get some use out of this. So
Yeah, indoors.
maybe.
It's freezing inside.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So finished
That's
object
awesome.
for me, and guess what? I have now to put in the stash at least like a half a skein of each of these colors. And the light blue, I have a skein and a half because it was a smaller skein and I wasn't sure how much I was going to use. So I have a lot of yarn, like a lot of acrylic to go back in the stash, which is another reason why I need to go through my
You
stuff.
need to put your acrylic, like, not with that.
Well, it's in its own drawer. But guess what? These skeins won't fit in there, in the drawer, because the drawer's full. Because I have it separated. Like, I have, like terms with like terms, like in math.
That's how I have mine done, too.
So, that was my finished object.
So, I did not bring the thing that my fiber was in. so I don't remember all of the stuff. It's amethyst color from the Great
And we're going
Interact-
with no show notes
Yeah.
this week, so sorry.
So, yeah, but I finished it
Yay!
completely. Plied,
Yes.
I just have not set it. And I got about 360 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it looks really dark in the camera.
It does look really dark, but I think that's because it's
Yeah.
just very we're against like a dark couch. We have dark
Yeah.
shirts on.
Maybe that's a little
Hold
better.
it to the light.
Yeah, so, I mean, it has reds and purples and blues and some, like, greenish browns, and
Yeah, it's very pretty.
it's a bunch of different colors. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this.
I
But
don't know.
I finished
Knit
this
something.
this morning as well. And then I'm like, well, now I gotta actually do real work around the house.
Mm,
So,
that's not fun.
no.
I did laundry this morning.
I had to clean the fish tank. That was
Oh.
one of my tasks. Yeah.
Yuck.
Well, the fish are happy.
Yeah, well.
So, that's all that matters. And the cats didn't get them.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So, I'm so happy about this.
Yes. So
Yeah.
what are you going to spin next?
I have no idea. No idea.
See, when I finish my spinning mine, I still have to ply it, so. But at least it'll be off the spindle, and then I'll be able to take one of my things of fiber with me
Yes.
to do my before work spinning. Because
yeah.
that's what I do. Oh, you have other stuff you're working on. Never mind. I was going to segue into my stuff, but never mind.
No,
go ahead.
you can segue into yours. I was just saying. 'Cause
Oh,
I
we can
did that
segue
one.
back to you? Okay.
No, it's,
Because you haven't talked about that yet.
no, because I was just doing my finished objects.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No show notes.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
like live television, but
Holy crap.
recorded for people to view later. Yes. So,
anyway,
is that all you had for finished objects?
Yes, but
Okay.
I did because you're not plying yours. I ply it on the fly, and just
Well, I'm eventually plying it. Yes.
Yes, you haven't plied yours
Right.
yet, though.
No, because
But mine was going as I
Yeah.
was going.
Yes.
But remind me next time when I'm doing the spinning not to do ply on the fly because I would really like to not do that. But I know once I start doing it, I'm going to go. I want to make all the colors in the same section.
Okay.
I was
Well,
getting really
you could-
tired of that.
Apply it later.
I know, so remind me.
I mean, but would you still like do like a chain ply later, or would you do well, I guess it depends on what you're gonna spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that yet.
Because sometimes like you don't want to muddy the colors by
No.
just like taking two singles and slapping them together, unless you do like a fractal again.
Yeah, which maybe I'll do that.
Yep.
We'll see.
Anyway, so what I'm working on.
Yes. Let's segue back to this.
All the segues. Okay, this is also like a new item and what I'm working on, as Sandy was pointing out earlier, and it is going to be ripped out, so it's awesome. So I bought this Lion Brand yarn scarfie at my local Joann Fabrics. And it has a pattern, so I was like, oh, cool, because I needed to make something for my mother. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make this and crochet it, and I'll probably, like, at the end, crochet it together. Instead of making it a scarf, it'll be like one of those infinity things, whatever, because it's all about infinity cowls with me lately. And,
And your mother likes infinity.
she does. And so I was just like, okay, cool, so I'll do this. So I started out with a pattern, and I'm not liking the pattern and how it's turning out, so. Anyway. But you get this huge thing, like the whole, like, it's really, obviously it's really, really dark. But it's like green and black, basically. This colorway is actually called Forest Black. So,
So everything is really dark this week.
yes. It's like dark and spooky, like for Halloween,
Oh.
which is coming. Oh. Anyway, so I'm not loving how it's turning out. It's just like a half crochet that you can't see because it's all in the black section.
So now why aren't you liking
I don't know. I don't like the fabric I'm getting. I don't know. What I found, actually, I was on Pinterest, and I found another crocheted one, because the other thing was I'm trying to do it for speed. And so I found another crocheted one that actually you, instead of doing it like this, you do like the whole width of it, and so that way, whatever. And the way that you do it, it looks like it's kind of ribbed, and it has more of a knitted look to it when it's done. So I'm gonna probably try and do that, just because I like the pictures, the way it looks better, and maybe that'll work. I don't know.
You'll have to keep me informed.
Yes.
Because I didn't even know you cast that on.
Yeah, I did it the other night, and I got that much done, and I was like, meh. So.
The other night, as in last night?
No.
Okay,
No.
so you're not the reason why the lightning lost.
No. It was probably like Wednesday night, I want to say, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday night? Thursday night? I don't know. Tuesday night? I don't know. It was not Friday night. It was not Saturday night.
Saturday.
It was earlier in the week.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
So, yes. Anyway, so the other thing that I'm working on.
Yeah. We really need to do show notes next time.
And we've had this issue before. We've done an episode or two without show notes, and it's just like, whoa, okay. And we've had a month in between. Anyway, so I'm still working on this, and it's hobbledehoy, something about the sea. Because I don't have the tag with me. So I've been taking this with me to work because I get to work like an hour before I need to be there. So I don't have to sit in traffic for an hour. So it only takes me 20 minutes to get to work, but then I have to like stay at work for an hour off the clock. So I've been working on this then, and also during my lunch break. And this was a 4-ounce thing. This part is not, but total 4 ounces. So I had it on a bigger spindle, and I finished like whatever I had ounce-wise on that. And then I had one of these that got full, so I took it off. So this is actually the last bit, and actually this is what I have left to do. So, to spin, and I'll probably end up doing some of that today when we're done. Well, probably maybe a little during the recording, maybe after the recording, and at work this week. And maybe I'll get it plied one day. But I'm gonna end up doing a chain ply on this too.
Okay, I was gonna ask how are you gonna apply it.
Yeah, because I think the colors would be too muddied if I didn't. And I like the colors because it's got lots of them in them. Even though it's like a lot more muted than my stuff normally would be, but it's got like pops of pink and this like greenish yellow color. So.
Yeah, that greenish yellow color was in mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's also using my Turtle Made mini spindle. Hobbledehoy fiber, Turtle Made mini spindle. Yes, and that's all I'm working on.
I am working on my same shawl that I did not work on at all this month.
But it's getting bigger.
It is. I don't know how many points I'm up to, but I can say that my ball of yarn is a lot smaller.
Yes.
And it's no longer a cake from the Klaus incident in 2015. I realize anything that is in a ball shape,
He thinks it's a ball?
He thinks it's his, because he went after the fiber this morning too. And I looked over him like, you have something in your mouth.
And it was not supposed to be there.
No. So we had a long talk. And I got it away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm working on. Oh, I did finish some stuff that I didn't bring.
Oh.
Little baby socks. So,
Oh.
yeah.
I think last time we recorded you had finished some baby socks that you didn't
Yes,
bring, too.
because there's a bunch of babies around the place now.
Ah.
A bunch.
So, yeah. Well, now we move on to what we're watching, reading. This is like
Yes.
the knitting, whatever content of our show is done. And I'm not gonna lie, I have read a lot of books this past month.
I have not. I did have a lot of drive time, so I got like
You listen to
12
stuff, though,
more
right?
hours into Outlander, but I
Yeah.
still have like at least 1 or 2 more parts to go.
Oh.
I know, I'm like, what? I'm still enjoying it, but it's really long for one book.
And there's more books after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it has been like fall testing season at my job, so I've had some reading time, and I have read. Well, I have four of the books that I've read here with me, because the one of them I just started the other day, and the first book I was reading I finished, which was that Boys Don't Knit in Public,
Mm-hmm.
which I talked about probably during the last episode that we recorded. So I finished that book, and it was really good. It was a cute little book. But anyway, so what I have read. Are you ready? So I read Rainbow Rowell's Carry On. I've read every single, I think, Rainbow Rowell book that there is right now. This is her newest one that just came out, I think, this month. I'm trying to read the back.
Yeah. It was moving. Yeah. So why don't you just tell us what
I will tell you
happened?
what it is about. So she wrote this other book that's called Fangirl, and she writes. I don't know. I like her writing style. The book Fangirl was about this girl who's a fangirl.
What?
I know. Spoiler alert right there. Who I think is a college student. It's been a while since I read it, but she's a college student and she writes fan fiction based on this set of novels that's supposed to be like a Harry Potter type of set of novels. And this book is actually about the characters that she's writing the fan fiction about, that the Harry Potter-ish type of books are about. So it's very meta and whatever. Yes. So that is book number 1. It was very good. I read it in about 10 hours, like 2 days of testing. So 500 something pages. Yeah. So it's a nice, easy read, but it was good. So next book that I read is called 100 Summers by Beatrice Williams. And this is one that I picked up when I was at Barnes & Noble, probably for an ASL social or something, and I was like, oh, let me look through the cheap books and see if there's anything that's interesting. And so that's why it has the bargain priced $5.98 sticker on the front of it. But this is a book that is about 1938, and there's a hurricane that hit New England, and it's like a summer beachy read until the hurricane. So... But I mean, it's like there's a love story, there's like a love triangle, and all sorts of stuff. It was, it was pretty good too. Read that one in like 6 hours. Then I started a series. So, and this is where things get a little weird.
Hold on, let me put down my knitting. Because I don't know any about this.
So then I started this series, and it is the Lunar Chronicles series.
Oh, I have those.
Yeah, okay, so I started reading, and I read the first book, which is called Cinder.
I got about a quarter way into it.
It took a little while to get into it.
I couldn't really, it was really hard.
It took a while to get into it. So I read the first one, and I actually had picked this up, like, several years ago at this one and the second one, because that's the other book that I've read this past couple weeks. I read book 2. Because they were having a big sale at one of the book fairs at our library at the school a couple years ago, and it was like buy a book, get a book free. And so I was like, oh, that looks interesting, because it's all like fairy tale stuff and like fantasy, and it's futuristic and cyborgs and I don't know. But anyway, there's right now I think there's still one more book in the series, which since now I've read 2 of the books, I have to read the third book. But
Do you need to borrow my book?
I don't know. But anyway, so I have to read the third book, and then there's a 4th one that's coming out, I think, next month. So that's a problem with me in series, is that
then you have to finish them.
I have to finish them. And there's also a prequel out there, too, to, like, yeah.
So, how long did it take you to get into Cinder?
Probably to the end. By that point, I'd invested. But the thing is, too, you have to remember, I was sitting in testing, and a lot.
Stop.
Yeah, and this is what I had, because like I had my Kindle with me, but you can't use electronic devices when you're sitting in testing. So it was pretty much like I had whatever book I brought with me, I had to read. So, or I could just like sit and stare at the back wall or the ceiling for like 4 or 5 hours. So yeah.
Well, how was the second one?
The second one was okay. It was more like the second one is like a Red Riding Hood story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I mean, some of the characters from the first book are in the second book, but then they introduce, like, new characters to, like, move the story along, I guess. I don't know. And it had France in it, so I liked the second book, because it was about France.
Okay.
Yes.
That wouldn't matter to me, so.
Yeah. So that's what I've been reading. And, I'm still behind on a whole bunch of my TV shows, like 3 weeks behind on Doctor Who.
What?
As of last night,
up this morning.
As of last night, I'm 3 weeks behind.
I'm caught up just so we could talk about
I know, sorry. And what else? Oh, do you watch, or you probably don't, what I've been watching is Scream Queens, which is on... like a campy, like kitschy horror type thing that's kind of like a John Waters take on like horror, but it's on Fox. And I've been enjoying that, and I caught up on that this morning because I had one episode to watch. And I'm still an episode behind on Sleepy Hollow, but you don't watch that either.
No,
so.
I stopped watching that.
Yeah.
And I caught up on American Horror Story.
Yeah, see, I don't watch that. But I think the guy that does Scream Queens does American Horror Story. It's the same guy who like made both of those shows, and also Glee.
Huh.
Yes.
Well,
so
yeah, this season of American Horror Stories so far has been very different. I mean, each season has its own spin.
Right. Don't they have like their own theme or something?
Yeah, like the first one was like a haunted house.
Yeah.
And then I think the second one was an insane asylum. And then the third one was Coven of Witches. The fourth one last season was a freak show. But sometimes they would have, like, on the freak show, they reference back to the insane asylum.
Mm-hmm. And I thought they were all supposed to be interconnected somehow. Or there was, like, I remember seeing on BuzzFeed, because I don't watch the show, and I remember seeing on BuzzFeed something like, this is how this one connects to this. And
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's, like,
and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Things that go back and forth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's only, like, 3 or 4 episodes in this season for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, it's not bad. I don't know.
This is the season that has Lady Gaga in it, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So, but as you know, I don't do much of the pop music, so I had to look to see which one she was playing. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I haven't really read anything. Isn't there supposed to be like Daredevil or something coming out?
Jessica Jones is coming out November 20th.
There we go.
Yes, which I saw the trailer for the other day, the full-length trailer, because they had New York Comic-Con recently. Lots of stuff was going on in New York recently.
Yeah.
And so they had Comic-Con, and they did the full trailer of Jessica Jones, which she's one of the Defenders who eventually is going to be teamed up in the Defenders series on Netflix. And it looks really good because David Tennant is in it, and he's playing the bad guy.
Oh!
And it's on Netflix. I don't know if I said that before, but yeah, it's a Netflix series. And the whole season is going to drop in November. On the 20th, which is right around the time that I'm off for a week because of Thanksgiving. So that's what I will be doing.
Guess what I finished?
What did you finish?
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my goodness, finally!
I know, and I'm only, 3-4 years behind?
Just a couple.
Everyone else?
Yeah.
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 So, I think somebody, spoiled it a few years ago.
It was not me.
No, it was not you. Because
I have been holding it pent up. My anger and whatever. Sorry if you're a big fan of the ending. Yeah, but I've been holding my, frustration with the ending of the series for years, waiting for you to finish the series. Yes.
I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Ugh.
It could have been worse.
Ugh.
Well, it could have been.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute.
Meh.
I mean, at least he didn't have to, picture that she died of some weird hiccuping disease. Which I only remember that because that was just, a few months ago I watched that episode. So, yeah.
Yes, but, I mean, seriously, you had all this stuff, and sorry if you guys are a couple years behind, but, Sandy was, but all the stuff with, all the years of, him and Robin and all that stuff, and then she goes off and marries Barney, and then they get divorced, and then he's like, oh yeah, and I met this other woman, this is your mother, oh, but she's dead now, so I'm gonna marry Aunt Robin.
Not marry, they just
Whatever.
went out on a date.
Whatever.
And it was, years
Whatever.
after she died.
Still.
So what, he's just supposed to go be a monk?
But why couldn't he be with her the whole time then? If they were destined to be together, why couldn't they be together the whole time?
Because maybe they weren't destined to be together at that time.
Meh.
Because then those two kids would have never happened. Never. So, yeah. Never.
Would they have ever happened?
Never.
I don't know. I didn't like it. I was not happy.
It's because it wasn't a fairy tale romance. I think that's what it was.
If he had been with that mother and she hadn't died or something, then I would have been fine.
But then it would have just been, a very awkward ending. Okay, kids. That's it.
Yes.
All this build up for nothing.
Yep.
And then everybody else would have been upset. They'd have been like, oh, that's nice. That's really sweet.
Yeah. That's how things are supposed to work.
But
Things
it
are
was
supposed
like
to work to make me
years of a
happy.
build up. Years.
I know.
It had to be something like drastic. Like, yep, and she died.
Well, there were hints all through the last season that she was going to die. Like, seriously, like, I don't know, I saw that coming.
And what, I wasn't paying attention that much. Like,
I don't
what hits?
remember because it's been a couple years since I've watched it. But I remember even thinking, like, oh, the mother's going to die. The mother's gonna, like, the whole last season. I was like, I bet the mother dies. Yeah. Of course, I couldn't say anything about it because Sandy was probably still on season 1.
No, I don't
At
even
that
think I was
point.
even on season 1 yet. I start these things after it happens. I mean, I did that with Breaking Bad.
Yes. I know. Because that's another one in which I had to, like, hold up my pent-up anger and ire for the ending of the
That was a good
series.
ending. I like that ending. Because it wasn't all happy, like, oh, everything's just hunky-dory.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just obviously cannot watch series endings of shows.
No, you can't.
Just have to, like, stop on the penultimate episode or something and imagine my own ending and be like, okay.
Or just stop 5 minutes from the ending. Yeah.
Yeah, the girl that is in Jessica Jones, I think, was on Breaking Bad for a little while. She was, what's his face's girlfriend.
Oh, the junkie.
Yes.
Okay.
With the black hair.
Yes.
And the bangs.
Yes, the
Yes.
junkie.
Yes. She was also in some other show, but that I didn't watch, so.
Would it have been a show that I would have watched?
Probably not.
Okay. Then I wouldn't have been able to help you.
Like you would have been able to help me
Yeah.
anyway.
Seeing that's how I know her as, the junkie.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen Doctor Who
No, I
yet.
have not.
Well,
Is there a junkie in Doctor Who?
no. But I recognize somebody that's in there.
Oh, the Game of Thrones chick is in
yes,
there.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, she was in the previews for the whole season. Like, if you watched any of the trailers for, like, this
No.
coming season, she's featured prominently in all the previews, so I knew she was going to be in some of the episodes.
I have not seen any of the previews.
Plus the fact that I have the Facebook, and the Facebook, BBC America and BBC are like, so-and-so's on Doctor Who tonight.
Yeah, I don't have that on my Facebook.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I was very proud that I recognized her.
I would be really scared if you did not recognize her, because she's very recognizable.
I know. So, I think that's all that I
And
have.
I'd be
of my
like, did
new
you
stuff.
see so-and-so on the episode? And you'd be like, wait, she was in there? And I would
Which
be
one
concerned.
was she? Well, that's how it normally happens.
I know.
But it's also like months or years between me watching the two things where they're connected.
Yeah, I still haven't finished Game of Thrones, the last 2 episodes.
Are you ever going to watch it?
Eventually, before the next season starts, whenever that is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I think that's all that's on my...
I did throw down a
stuff.
you-know-nothing at someone at work the other day, though.
What? You didn't tell me that.
I can't even remember what it was, but I know I was, like, walking down the hall talking to one of my coworkers or something, and I was like, yeah, you, and it was, we were talking about someone else. I was talking about some other situation, and I was like, yeah, you know nothing. And one of the other teachers in the hall was like, it was awesome. Oh, so we didn't talk about what we did yesterday.
Oh!
There you go.
That-
That's
yeah,
what
that
else
was
we
a
should have
really
talked
big
about.
thing.
Yeah, that was a really big thing.
Yeah.
So, yes, do you want to talk about it since it was your thing?
I guess I can.
There you go.
So for work, the last like at least 5 years, I have no idea how long we've been doing this.
A while.
But the last 5 years, I've been a team captain for the Making Strides Hillsborough County, which is for breast cancer research through Making Strides. And we do the Pink Bra 5K in October. And Pink Bra is optional, but I think I've always had one. I didn't do it last year because I had just gotten back into town.
Oh, yeah.
So, that was the only year that I've missed. Yeah, so Kelly finally got to join me instead of just getting random pics
of pink bras.
Yeah.
Because normally I am chaperoning a district theater competition for our school, and in the past however many years, it has always been the same exact Saturday. And this year, my thing was 2 weeks before, so I was already done with my chaperoning, so I got to join in on the walk.
Yes, so we got there, and I brought my huge horse of a puppy, who is now 14 months old, to the walk, and so I missed a bunch of the stuff that they were saying. You said that they said they have about 20,000 people.
They said there were over 20,000 people there yesterday.
So it was a really good turnout. A bunch of people from my work did show up, although we all got separated. You know, one of the other people had a dog, so having to stop and let the dog smell around, and mine would not pee for the life of him.
Stop and wait in line for the porta potties for like 20 minutes.
I think that was longer than 20 minutes.
It felt like it was forever because people don't know how to wait in line.
No.
Or take turns.
But while you were waiting, Klaus got much needed resting time.
Yes.
It was cooler weather here in Florida. It wasn't
meaning
the scorching like
the high
100.
of yesterday was 87.
Yeah. So it was awesome weather. I liked it. Klaus liked it. He drank like 5 gallons of water.
Yes.
And then he was out for the rest of the night.
Well, we also ran and did some other things after that. We, because the walk was downtown Tampa, and we did the walk on Bayshore, and then we came back from the walk and we needed food because it was like lunchtime.
We were ravenous.
And so we took another walk to go find food somewhere at this restaurant that everyone's like, you should eat there, because we thought there was supposed to be food at the thing or something, I don't know.
We couldn't find any,
and so we went to this other restaurant. The restaurant looked like crazy crowded, plus we had this giant horse of a dog, so it's not like we could just be like, oh, let's just go into this little sit-down joint and inside and nosh on some vittles. And so...
Vittles?
Vittles.
Oh.
Vittles.
Okay, I was going to say.
I'm upping the vernacular of this episode.
And, Whoa.
And so, that was my, like, hoity-toity, we were in downtown Tampa, and all that. Okay. Anyway.
We were over by the arena.
I know.
It's not
we were
so
in the
hoity-toity.
hip and happening to be place, you know. Anyway. So, anyway, so we went to this other restaurant that had outdoor seating, but it looked like it was crazy crowded. And so then we walked around for a little bit, and then we found some police officers, and we asked them, where would be a good place to go eat with this dog? And they told us of 2 locations, and so we went to the second one, because they were like, yeah, you should go to this place. And so we went there, and we got a hamburger.
Yes.
Yes.
And I got some awesome pictures of Klaus, thinking that I was going to throw him a chip, and he's like sitting there, and
yes.
Like,
well,
at
one point it wasn't even the chip. You had like your bit of hamburger still, and you were talking, and you were like, Klaus, no, and he's like, like that, like at the. I hope that's our screenshot for our video.
That'd be awesome.
Action shot. Well, because I think last time it was like me holding something in front of my face. So, thanks, Sandy. Thanks for not changing that to something else.
I haven't changed any of them to whatever they pick.
So anyway, yeah. So we had our burger, and then of course we had to leave there, and we had to walk all the way back to the car. So, yeah, and then
we ended up getting like over 10 miles in that day.
I know. I checked my phone later to see what it said, and we had like 20 some odd thousand steps and like 10.6 something miles.
Yeah, because of course my Fitbit died.
Yeah.
During the walk.
So then we went to some of the pet store Halloween events.
Yeah, and he got some treats.
Yes.
And we got to pet a pig.
Well, Sandy pet a pig.
Yeah, I petted the pig, and Klaus was just like, "What? What are you? I'm just gonna keep on smelling you."
It was a pig in a hot dog costume,
and its name was
Oscar, and it won the costume contest at the pet store. So
I would have so voted for that pig.
I liked the little
better than the lizard.
No, well, it was better than the lizard dressed as a bunny. However, I liked the
The
Basset
Beagles-
Hound
yeah,
that was
yeah,
dressed
Basset
as
Hound
a
sailor.
sailor. I thought that was cute.
I like that one too, but he would
Yes.
have gotten first
I was
prize
so tired.
because there was the pig.
Yes.
And I don't like pigs.
Well, neither do I. Hence,
Like-
I was like, no, I'm not touching the pig. I have
Well-
touched a pig in my life, and that's enough for me.
So have I, but it was like going really close to my foot, and I was afraid it was going to eat my shoelaces
Wow.
because they're omnivores. I think Klaus drank
See,
all
you're
the water.
you're upping the vernacular too.
I am. I can throw out some words like no other. Yeah, and then we went to a second pet store.
Yes, because one is not enough in a day.
Never.
When you walked like 10 miles through downtown Tampa.
Yes. And then during that second one, we did a scavenger hunt.
Yes, we did.
Where all the stuff, I mean, it was good stuff, but nothing that I would use.
Well,
Because I don't go
Yeah.
and get Klaus groom there.
yeah.
So, because just for a bath
Mm-hmm.
and nail trimming, because he's so big, is $60.
Oh.
Yeah.
We pay. Well, I think for Lucy we pay $45 for her haircut and bath and all that. And
Yeah,
nail
but this
trimming.
is just a bath.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
so we got like a coupon that Sandy gave me from the scavenger hunt that we did together.
We should have got separate ones.
I know.
So you could have gotten two.
But it expires like November 7th or something. Like I have to make an appointment in the next like 2 weeks, which she is due for
Yeah.
one. But
she
it was
gets
like,
a therapeutic massage.
well, no, you have to pick one of those things. Yeah, it's like there was a list
like
of things.
bandana, and that
No, it
always
said you
gets-
had to pick. No, you don't always get a bandana.
You don't?
No. Like, all right, if you get them done right around the holidays, you get a bandana or like bows in their ears or something. But like, yeah, there's been times we've gotten her and she hasn't had a bandana because it's just like not near a holiday. But no, it was like these are the special extras and these are the things you can pick one, like a toothbrushing or a massage or the aromatherapy soap or whatever. I don't know.
So which one are you gonna pick?
Probably the toothbrushing because we're practical people like that.
You don't want to give her a therapeutic massage? She's so
Um,
stressed out.
She's not that stressed out usually.
She's so high energy. That's
Yeah.
coming from my dog.
I think
That
that
walked 10 miles yesterday.
I think that she probably would not be able to stay still for a therapeutic massage.
You would wear out those poor people.
I know, and I like the lady who grooms her. So you know,
Yeah.
we found someone that we really like who we've had do her the past few times, and I don't want to like burn any bridges there. So
Yeah, and then the
it's just
other
like your
thing-
hairdresser, you know. Kind of have to
I don't
keep that relationship going.
I don't have a standard hairdresser.
No. Speaking
I
of,
just-
Lucy is coming
Oh,
upstairs.
oh,
She's like, I want to make an appearance. You were talking about me on the podcast.
yes. And like the other thing that they were giving out was a free microchipping.
Yes, which both of our
Which-
dogs are microchipped.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
what are you eating? Ew, and why are you wet?
I don't know.
Well, she just came in from outside. She probably had some water.
Yes.
So she's going to spread her wet beard all over us.
And it looks
And
like all
leaving
my
us
stuff is still over there, so
Well, she ate something. I
I don't know, it must have been small enough.
don't know.
She's good.
She's okay.
So yesterday
Yes.
was a very long, fulfilling day.
Very, very long. Here she is.
Oh.
Look. There.
You might want to move her.
Why?
Because she threw up on you.
Ew, she did. Gross. Okay, well. Oh well. It happens. That's what she gets for running around right after coming outside. Or going outside.
Yep.
Whatever. Anyway.
So on that note.
On that note of happiness and joy and me needing to go change my pants.
I don't know any
It's
of
probably
the ending stuff.
whatever she ate too. I don't know. Anyway, so the ending stuff, which I don't remember anyway. Social media. Yes, we have social media, and we have a Ravelry group under Two Crafty Stitches, Crafties with a K. We're on Twitter, Two Crafty Stitches, Crafties with a K. Again, obviously, because that's the name of our podcast. And we can be found on Instagram as Knits and Bits and PearlyGirl75. I think that's it. Oh, our blog with possible show notes maybe, would be twocraftystitches.wordpress.com. Did I say that right?
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Awesome. It's like I've done this before, like every couple weeks. So
At least 13 other times?
Yes.
Yeah, 13.
At least 13 other times I've done this.
Yep.
So anyway, thank you for joining us, and I am going to go clean up some dog vomit. So
Happy crafting.
happy crafting, guys. Bye.